Hi everyone. So now we are going to discuss a decorator design pattern. A decorator design pattern belongs to a structural category of design patterns. So it's used for combining small objects and forming a huge structure out of it. So the key point to remember in a decorator design pattern is we use this pattern when we want to attach additional responsibilities to an object dynamically. I repeat, we use decorator when we want to attach additional responsibilities to an object dynamically during runtime. Okay. So decorators provide a flexible alternative to subclassing for extending the functionality. So it definitely provides a flexible alternative to subclassing for extending the functionality. So decorator pattern helps to add more responsibilities to an object at runtime, unlike inheritance. Unlike inheritance, decorator pattern helps to add more responsibilities to object at runtime, in which in inheritance the behavior is fixed at compile time, whereas in decorator you can keep on adding responsibilities at runtime. This is a very important point to be noted. During inheritance, the extension of responsibilities is fixed at compile time, but in decorator you can keep on adding more responsibilities to an object at runtime. Decorator is required when there can be variety of optional operations that can precede or follow another function that is always executed. That means there is some part of the function that is always executed, but there is some optional pre-processing and optional post-processing. This is a very important point to be noted. If you ever encounter such situations while designing, then decorator is the answer for you. And what is the situation? Situation demands some part of the function is always executed, but its pre-processing and post-processing are optional, which you can keep on adding at runtime. Then we have to use a decorator design pattern. So decorator is also known as a wrapper. So while creating a decorator, its interface should be similar to the object that it decorates. If you just notice this diagram carefully, which I have on the screen, what is the interface of a component? Operation. What is the interface of the decorator? Operation. That means the interface of the decorator have to be same as the object that you are planning to decorate. So which is the object that we are planning to decorate here? Concrete component. So concrete component is the object that we are planning to decorate. And where is the decorator? Here is the decorator. So if you just notice carefully, what is the interface of concrete component? Operation. What is the interface of decorator? Operation. That means interface of a decorator have to be exactly same as the object which you are planning to decorate. I repeat, the interface of the decorator have to be exactly same as the interface of the object which you are planning to decorate. Okay. So since the interface of the decorator have to be exactly same as the object that it decorates, therefore they should inherit from the same class as that of an object. So I have a concrete component here. So what did I do? I created a base class with the same interface as the concrete component, and decorator is inheriting from the base class, because one of the very important principle I had taught while starting the design pattern, and that was never ever inherit from a concrete class. So the concept says, since decorator needs to have the same interface as the concrete object which you are planning to decorate, our first decision would be to inherit decorator from concrete component, because I want the same interface. But you should never do that. Never ever inherit from concrete classes. Inherit from its abstractions. That's the reason I created abstract class from which I am inheriting concrete component itself and the decorator also. So please inherit decorator from the abstract component class and not from the concrete component. The base class of the component and the decorator should be a lightweight and should not store any data. So please remember, the base class of the component from which you are inheriting decorator have to be very lightweight. Otherwise it will make the decorator too heavy, right? So what are the different advantages of using a decorator design pattern? So the first advantage is responsibilities can be added to the object dynamically. I repeat, responsibilities can be added to the object dynamically rather than the static inheritance which we normally do by normal inheritance. So rather than just having a static inheritance which is fixed at the compile time, decorator helps you to add responsibilities dynamically during the runtime. Second advantage is responsibilities can be detached at runtime. Wow, fascinating advantage. Just like you can attach responsibilities dynamically at runtime, you can also detach the responsibility during runtime. Third advantage is, instead of putting all features in one base class, you can add the features as the code progresses. Wow, awesome feature. Instead of putting all features in one base class, you can keep on adding the features as the code progresses. So the base class can be very lightweight and you can keep on adding the functionalities as the requirements go ahead. Another advantage is you can pay for the features only if you use them. Awesome. Only if you use them, you pay for the required features. The last advantage that I can see here is, it is easy to add any combination of capabilities. Even the same capability can be added twice. That's awesome. You can keep on adding any combination of the features or capabilities, and you can even add the same capability twice. And what's the disadvantage that I have for a decorator? Since lots of small objects are created, that will make system harder to understand and debug. It's going to make system harder to understand and debug because there will be lots of many small objects created. So when to use this decorator pattern? The greatest question ever. So you need to know when to use this pattern. So use the decorator pattern when you want to add the responsibilities to the objects dynamically and transparently without affecting other objects. Without affecting other objects, if you want to add the responsibilities to the object dynamically and transparently, use decorator pattern. Similarly, if you want to withdraw the responsibilities dynamically, definitely use decorator. Because I don't remember you can withdraw using any other ways. Decorator is awesome, man. You can even withdraw the responsibilities. So in this UML diagram that I have on the screen here, there is a component base class which I have, from which I am inheriting concrete component which I am planning to decorate. From the same component class, I have a decorator pattern. So I inherit decorator from the same component class. Okay. Now this is a decorator and I have a concrete decorators. So concrete decorator A, I am adding one state to it. Concrete decorator B, I am adding a new function to it. So if you just notice carefully, I am adding the responsibilities to the concrete component dynamically via decorator. So concrete decorator A, I am adding a new state here. Concrete decorator B, I am adding a new function altogether, which in turn will invoke the operation function of decorator, that's the base, plus its added behavior. So added behavior is something that I am adding runtime. So just keep the essential features in the base class and you can keep on adding features, adding the behaviors at runtime via decorators. So key point to remember in decorator is it inherits and also composes the component object. If you notice carefully, decorator is inheriting from component and it is also containing a component. This is aggregation symbol. So it inherits as well as it contains the component. Okay. So this is another example of a decorator design pattern. So there is a visual component here and there is a function called a hang. Now this is a painting that I am planning to hang. So now what is a decorator? Decorator have a frame and have a mate. So I can place this painting either in a frame or I can just place it on a mate. So this painting is a real life example and I want to decorate it. So I can have a frame or I can have a mate. So at runtime I can decide how to decorate it. And this is a very simple example of the decorator pattern. So I have a class called cGreeting which have a function called getGreeting. Okay. So in this hello world class which I am inheriting from cGreeting, getGreeting will return a string called hello world. Okay. So getGreeting will return a function, will return a string called hello world. Now C exclamation is nothing but a decorator. C exclamation class is a decorator. That's why it is inheriting from the same class, same abstract class. And very important point is it also contains the object which you are planning to decorate. So it inherits and contains objects from the same class. That's what I had mentioned in the previous slide. The decorator design pattern is one which inherits and contains the object of the same class. I repeat, decorator is a design pattern which inherits and contains the object of the same class. So if you just see here, I am inheriting from cGreeting and I am containing an object of cGreeting as well. So inheritance and container both of the same class. So I am inheriting from cGreeting, I am containing cGreeting again, and in the constructor, so whatever greeting object that I got as a parameter, I am setting it to this object greeting. And what does this getGreeting API do? GetGreeting will call the getGreeting API of this greeting object, and to that it will append exclamation sign. So isn't this appending an exclamation sign is adding behavior at runtime? Because C exclamation is inheriting from cGreeting. It also contains the object of cGreeting. So in this function, since I am containing this object, I am calling its getGreeting function, right? So this is just like a normal containment relationship. I am calling getGreeting. Plus I am adding the extra to it. So this extra is something that is adding the behavior at runtime. So I am adding an exclamation sign to a greeting, getGreeting at runtime. So adding of this exclamation sign is something that I am adding at runtime. It's an added behavior. Very simple example, right? So in hello world, what am I doing? I'm getting a greeting object and I'm just calling get greeting, as simple as that. I'm just calling get greeting API of the greeting object. So in main function, what do? I create a hello world object. So as soon as I create a hello world object, the object of this class is created. Then I'm invoking hello world function and I'm passing this. What is this? I'm instantiating C exclamation object, which is the decorator, and to that I'm passing on the hello world object that I just created. So hello world is this object which I just created. I'm passing that to the constructor of exclamation. So what will happen here? I'll get a hello world object, okay, and then I'm calling hello world function. So in hello world function, what is the object that I got? I got the object of exclamation class. So it's that. So I'm calling get greeting of that, meaning this is getting called. What is happening here? It's calling get greeting of the object that it contains. And what object it contains? Hello world object. So it will print hello world on the screen followed by exclamation sign. Can you please think over this for a moment? So what is a decorator design pattern? Decorator design pattern is the one in which I can add the functions, add the behaviors to it at runtime, dynamically at runtime. So if I just use an inheritance, the type of information that I can inherit or extend is statically fixed at compile time. But I want to use or I want to add the responsibilities at runtime. So how to do that? Very simple. Use a decorator design pattern. And how to implement decorator design pattern? Suppose I want to decorate hello world class. You define a C greeting class which is abstract and have the interface of that exactly same as the object which we are planning to decorate. Now which is the object that we are planning to decorate? Hello world is the object which we are planning to decorate. So get greeting is a function of this class. So have an abstract class defined and keep its interface exactly same as the object which we are planning to decorate. That's why it is having same get greeting. Then you have a decorator defined here which is inheriting from C greeting and which also contains C greeting. If you just remember this one point, you are done with decorator pattern. You have to inherit and contain the object of same class. You have to inherit and contain the object of the same class. So I am inheriting from C greeting and I am containing the object of C greeting. And in the constructor, I am getting one C greeting object and I am setting it to this object. And what am I doing in get greeting? I am calling the get greeting function of this object plus I am adding exclamation at runtime. So in the main function, I create a hello world object and then I create an exclamation object and I pass hello world object to it. So as soon as I pass hello world object to it, the greeting is going to be set to hello world object. So this greeting will be set to hello world object, right? And then I am calling hello world. So what is this hello world getting? Exclamation object. Now exclamation object dot get greeting function, which in turn will call get greeting of whom? This. But who is this? Hello world object. So it will call get greeting of hello world object. So it will print hello world on the screen, but I am also appending exclamation sign to it. So it will print hello world exclamation on the screen. So this exclamation is something that I am adding at runtime. If I had just used plain inheritance, it would have just printed hello world, but now it's printing hello world exclamation. Similarly, you can add n number of different functionalities at runtime in a decorator pattern. Okay, so that's all I had on a decorator pattern. Thank you.